This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta. Dr. Jon Paul Higgins is on the show today, and we talk about Voo Doo Doughnuts, Victoria Gardens, and diabetes. But first, do you want to see me go off? Because I think you want to see me go off.
Oh. Mom!
Our season has arrived.
Yeah! Let's party! Let's celebrate!
Oh my God, are you gay like me?
Very gay!
Not just gay, LGBTQIA.
Honey!
Are you an ally?
Very ally!
You don't mind when a bitch poses nasty.
Homosexual, homosexualis, homosexualidad, creature, yes God, slay mama, the house down boots. Is it giving, daughter? Because I am ready to give what's meant to be given.
Mother!
Oh, sick.
I'm Delta Work, a living, breathing woman, and you are watching Very Delta.
Slay, bitch!
I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta, a luxury public access podcast and talk show where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and get Very Delta. Very Delta is for the woman who always wears her sunblock at the Gay Pride Parade. But first, let's get into some things that are very Delta.
Go off, Delta!
I don't believe in reading a fortune from a fortune cookie unless I've eaten the cookie first. That's the only way it's going to come true or it's going to come to fruition. Regardless of what it says, I have to eat the fortune cookie all the way through and then read whatever the fortune is. And today the fortune says, kindness makes for happiness. Such profound words from Panda Express. I got this from Panda Express, this sweet treat that you're supposed to have at the end of every Chinese takeout meal. Did you know that fortune cookies are not from China? Fortune cookies were developed in San Francisco. This is not as traditional as everyone thinks that it is. They literally come from San Francisco. But people love them. They love this idea. And I love Panda. You know what I love about Panda? I love a lot of things about Panda. I love the options. For a while, I have been very concerned about the portion at Panda because, you know, I come from this idea of the mom and pop Chinese restaurant in the strip mall, the place that has the Adriana's Insurance, a donut shop, a nail salon, a 99-cent store, and then a Golden Palace, Golden Star, Golden Dream, Golden, like anything golden is going to be the right place to get Chinese to-go food. And, you know, they pile it up. There's even a place that I've been to before where they duct tape the thing closed. Like it is that much food. So when you go to Panda, you know, they scoop it and then they like take some out of it because they're like, no, you don't need that much. And I don't think it's that expensive there. I think it's a pretty good price for what you get. Of course, I still do not understand why everyone in there is yelling. Everybody is yelling inside Panda again. You're right here serving the food, right? Here's like the sneeze guard. You're serving. Right behind them is the people cooking. And they're like, super greens up, super greens down, super green, super cream. Like, I don't know what they're, but it's like, they're right there. You know, they're right there. They can hear you. I don't understand why there's not like a system where they can just type it in and the person reads and they're like, oh, I guess we need more super greens. Or doesn't the empty container sitting there that had super greens in it with like a few pieces of steamed leaves say like, oh, they need that refilled like that? Why the yelling? It's almost like the people there, like the business model is like, let's pretend like we're a fusion place. And like we have like Edison bulbs and we have the, I don't know, big bar stools and people with like suspenders on cooking and like we're in a warehouse and it's Gordon Ramsay and we're craft. Like it's not. It's none of that. It's Panda. Like it doesn't have to have this like this new idea of like we're really making it to order. We want you to enjoy this like specially crafted thing. The food is good. It tastes very good. I really like Panda. I want to have Panda all the time. I just don't want all that screaming happening. Again, why is the screaming happening? I love all of the options. I love this idea of having chicken and vegetables. But what I don't understand is like, why the teriyaki chicken? Like, is it thighs? Is it like raccoon knuckle? I don't know what it is, but the meat there's always like a knuckly taste somewhere in it. And there's all that skin on it. This is what I want. I want them to offer me skinless chicken breast. And I know a lot of people go, oh, but the thighs, they're so moist. That's fine. I'm somebody who likes beef jerky. I don't mind if a chicken breast is dry. This is what I want. Less sodium, less fat, less ventricles or whatever's happening inside of those thighs. I want more skinless meat. I want to be able to see everything about it. I don't want any questionable bits. And I want those super greens with it. I just want to have like some lean protein and some vegetables. Like I get it. I know I should have been eating that 49 years ago, but I'm here now. And I want that option. And a lot of people love the teriyaki chicken, right? Because it's like their leanest, I guess, option, less calories, maybe. I don't know all of it. But what I do know is because so many people do order it, they have to keep cooking it over and over, right? They're teriyaki up, teriyaki down. They have to scream it to the person who's right here. This is the person's head right here. And they scream it at them. What happens is they don't give that meat enough time to rest. So you get it and they chop it and it's still tense, right? It's still a little swollen up. And then you go to eat it. And of course it's fresh and it's ready to go. That texture's weird. That texture's sort of spongy and cloudy and like, oh, it gives me Osco when I see it. It just, I don't like that idea of, I want to let it rest. I want, when you cook a steak, you got to let it rest for a minute and then you're ready to do it. If not, it stays tough. It stays weird. I get it. They have to have a lot of teriyaki up, teriyaki down. They have to do a lot of that. I get it. Maybe just anticipate that like, wow, we sell a lot of teriyaki chicken. Let's get it going, get it off the grill and let it rest so that we always have an amount going. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's teriyaki up, teriyaki down, super greens. Like, I want to see it that way. Also, listen, I know everybody's used to getting free water and free pup cups and free this and free that. Nothing's for free. These people can't just give you for free unlimited amounts of everything because they used to. They can't do it anymore. Just because they used to do something doesn't mean that they have to do that. So if I go up and I want soy sauce, why not just say, we give X amount of soy sauces. If you want more, for 50 cents, you can buy this little baggie of 4 or 2 or however much you price it at. But stop being so stingy with that soy sauce. Do you really think a packet of soy sauce for 2 entrees and a side is plenty? I know I don't need all that sodium. However, why do you decide that that's the amount? Just that much? And then like to look at you crazy when you ask for more. Like, how many exactly did you need? How many? I don't know how many exactly I need. Until it tastes good. How many napkins do I need? I don't know. What if I have to spit up a piece of the raccoon knuckle? Do I just spit it in the same napkin that I'm wiping my face with? How many did you need? Well, I don't know. Well, every time I go in and I ask for something like that, I feel like I'm talking to the ladies from the boutique in Pretty Woman. I don't think we have your size. You're obviously in the wrong store. Please leave. It feels very that. You work at Panda. I'm not trying to read your job. I'm just saying like, we're at Panda. Panda needs to give these people more tools to work with. Say, well, we give you 4 sauces, and if you need more than that, it's 50 cents. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think you should give me unlimited. I'm not asking for this because people waste it. I don't know. People resell it on OfferUp. I don't know what they're doing with it, but they are not owed free products. I'm not owed free products, but I need it a little more explained. We have as much soy sauce as you want, but we can only give you this many. And then after this many more costs this much. And then this many more costs this much. And then this many more costs this much. Short, tall, grande, venti, Trenta, Thirst Buster, super big gulp. I mean, I understand the prices are different, but offer me the option to have what it is that I need, what I want, what I desire. I want to love it. I love the idea of Panda. It's really good. I'm not trying to speak to its authenticity. I don't know. I've never been to Beijing. I don't know what the authenticity is, but I know it tastes good. I've never been to Italy before either, but I will eat Domino's pizza and go, you know what? This tastes like damn good Domino's pizza. Do I think it's authentic? Oh, probably not. But do I think it's pretty good for Domino's? Yes, I think it's pretty good. I want skinless chicken breast. Why is that not available? They have chicken breast there to cook in other things. What about more green options? I would love a full well of green beans. That sounds so good to me. I love it. I want to bulk up the meal. You know what I mean? I want to be satiated. I want to be satisfied. I'm not asking to bust open, but I mean, I want to go, okay, I'm not hungry anymore. Okay, I'm leaving here not hungry. That would feel great. But I shouldn't have to take off all the knuckles. Yuck. Do you want to see me take a break? Because I think you want to see me take a break.
So you're running out of closet space. The good news? You don't need to stop shopping. You just need to start selling with The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. Whether it's that mini bag that can't even fit your phone or those boots you never fully broke in, The RealReal handles everything from photography and copywriting to shipping and pricing. So you can just sit back, get paid, and make room for things that actually feel like you. And with 10,000 plus new arrivals every single day from top designers like Prada, Celine, Louis Vuitton, and Loewe, all for up to 90% off retail, you're bound to find something perfectly on brand to fill that extra closet space with. Plus, this May only, you can get an extra $200 to shop when you sell for the first time. Make room for what feels like you. Go to therealreal.com to start selling and get your extra $200 to keep shopping at therealreal.com. That's therealreal.com. Terms apply.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
Today's guest is Black, Fat, and Femme. They are an educator and a social justice leader. Please make welcome Dr. Jon Paul.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
I'm so glad you're here.
I am so blessed to be here.
We've been talking about this forever and ever and ever. But you know, I mean, schedules are what they are.
Book tours, things happening. Everybody's everywhere.
Everybody is everywhere. Yeah, for sure. And everybody's head is spinning right now.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. And it's only day, what, like 102, 103?
How have we gotten so old in 100 days? I don't understand.
I feel like it's been an eternity.
It does feel like
My
it.
God.
Well, I feel
Yes.
like, I've said this before to people. I was raised in this idea that of like Star Trek, Back to the Future, that we would just be in flying cars.
Yes.
We would be shoulder to shoulder with people who didn't look like us or looked exactly like us or were 9 feet tall or whatever, blasting through space all together with the same idea, knowing that there's plenty of the pie for everybody.
Yeah, no.
No, at all.
We're still in 1940.
How are we here? How are we here?
Privilege, power. People not wanting to relinquish their power or their privilege. That's how we're here.
Your book
Yes.
addresses so many of these issues about how to feel personally, how to process things personally.
Yeah.
And so you've been on this book tour. How did you get to the book? What made you decide, you know what, I need to document all of this?
I've always said the number one fear that I have is something happening to me and someone changing my story, right? And we see that happen a lot when Black trans people go missing, when Black trans women pass away, or when they're unalived, right? People paint these portraits and these stories of who they are. And so for me, I said, that was my number one reason of me settling on this topic for this book. I said, I want to make sure that when people pick up this book, they know verbatim who Dr. Jon Paul is, right?
I mean, how do you just wake up one day and you're like, today I'm working on the book and then I'm going to dedicate this amount of time to it? Do you start for 15 minutes and go, oh, I'm not doing this today? How does that?
It's a little, I say a little bit of both, there were days where I would wake up and I would say, okay, this is the week. I'm going to get this proposal done and I'm going to get it to a place where I could give it to my agent and all is good in the world and we're going to sell this. And then you finish the proposal and you send it to your agent and your agent sends you back notes and you're like, this is not what I intended. So there are moments, and I think that's what took me so long. I started to shut down because the feedback from not only just agents, but also from other publishers were, there is no market for a book like this, right? That was a constant feedback I got from multiple people. And there were some agencies or some publishers that came back and said, oh, we love what you're doing. If you change this or if you take this away, we'll buy it. And I was like, well, if I do that, that's not what the book is, right? And so ultimately I really had to kind of sit with myself and say, if this proposal, being as authentic as it is, doesn't sell, are you going to be okay with that? And that's what made me kind of settle on this topic, because this was the book I wanted to write. And I just had to sit with that. But I think, I always say I give a lot of credit. I give a lot of credit to the Luther Vandross documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I think Dawn Porter did such a good job of helping people understand why it is so important for us to let people come into their identity on their own. And that was the thing I really wanted to highlight in this book. And so in chapter 1, I talk about that, right? This idea that people were asking my mom so many questions about me. People were asking me questions about me. I didn't even know who I was, right? And so I was making decisions about who I wanted to be based off of the fear that I had of what other people thought of me. And I think that documentary really helped me understand identity is something that we need to give people space and grace to understand. And I think that's kind of the through line of the book. And so it was a lot of that, me being like, yes, when I finally got it, when I knew what I wanted to write, it was easy for me to sit down and write it.
I mean, it sounds like there's not just lessons here it's not an explanation of just you. It's a way for people to understand themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that are lost and don't understand. Is it time? Am I safe to come out? Am I safe to explain that I don't really understand any of this?
Right.
And it's okay to not understand, right?
Yeah, very that.
Yeah. What would you say another takeaway from this book is for people?
When you read this book and you read through some of my experiences and you hear a lot about what I've gone through or what I've experienced, that it wasn't just like one day I woke up, it was like, aha, I got it all figured out. No, it took a lot of crying. It took a lot of therapy appointments. It took real conversations with family, cutting family off, bringing family back in. There are so many different things that I had to do to get to this place where I can wake up and smile and say my life is good. And so I think I want folks to recognize that being yourself or fully actualizing yourself it's work, but it's also beautiful at the same time. And I think that's the thing that many people miss, right? And trying to figure out who they are. They get caught up kind of in the work and they miss the idea of how beautiful it can be when you get to the other side.
Right.
So,
right. And I mean, I think that another beautiful thing is the way that you embrace femininity.
Oh, yes.
And it's not just, it's a mindset. It's an understanding. It can be a physicality if you want it to be a physical. It's so many things. What is femininity to you?
I don't know if I talk about this in the book, but I remember this experience. I was coming home from a speaking gig, and I was at LAX, and I was getting my bags off the carrier. And I remember there being a group of guys who just stopped, and they were like staring at me as I was going to get, my stuff off the carrier. And I could see them snickering and I could see them laughing. And it was this thing of like, they were uncomfortable, but I was still standing in this notion of like, I see you staring and laughing at me. And when I walked away from that, I had to think to myself how powerful it is that I got these people who don't even know me to recognize me, stand there judging me, right? Because they don't know themselves well enough to understand me.
Right.
And it's a powerful thing. And so I think for me, femininity, as I've learned it and I've encompassed it and I've, poured it into my non-binariness and, obviously you have the book and I do all these things. There's a part of me that's like, how powerful that is, that you literally can take someone else's eye and have them follow you and try to figure you out because they have no idea who they are. And I think that's what femininity has helped me to figure out. It's like, I know who I am and I'm strong in that. And I think that's what makes people so uncomfortable.
It does.
Yeah.
It does make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a famous line, nobody likes anyone who's too proud or too free.
Yeah. That's it. Free.
They don't understand.
That's it.
Why didn't you ask for permission? You didn't ask me for permission.
Right.
Why are you just standing there? Why aren't you afraid like I'm afraid?
Because
I don't need to be.
I don't
need to be.
And that's what people hate. They hate our freedom.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years. I've been saying a big part of what I think we see the world responding to is the freedom that we have to be ourselves. The idea that we're not scared about what someone else thinks.
Right.
The idea that we laugh unabashedly. There are all these things that I think about and I'm like, yep, that's just a symptom of control. You can't control me and you're upset about it. That's like why are you mad?
But it's literally that question. Why?
Why are you mad, girl? You can be free too.
And there's so much. You can have whatever you want.
Amen.
You can have whatever you want, but you're stuck on this.
You're stuck here,
on
girl.
this.
On this.
That's
Circle
so
in
weird.
the airport, it ain't gonna never land. Circle in the airport.
But it's true. It really, what you're saying is so true. And here we are, like while the rest of the world is caught up on something else, the femininity that you talk about is, I'm in a place with somebody that I respect and we're wearing what other people would call ladies' blouses, having ladies' conversations, right? And I know who I am. I know where I am. I know what I'm doing. But in this moment, like this calm conversation of inclusion is bothersome to people.
Oh, yes.
They are bothered by what we are doing, nothing to hurt anyone.
I have had more, and I've said this in the book, you, Mayhem, I think about Raven. I think about some of the other dolls that were, the girls that hosted, I'm going to take us there, Oasis. When we, remember, girl, Oasis was a mood.
It was.
My God. But I think about, going to Tiger Heat, that's where I felt the safest, right? As a person. And so it says a lot to me, right? That there's this world who's like, oh, queer people. And me as a queer person, I'm going, wait a second. This is where I feel the safest, right? These are the people who I see that recognize me, that love me, that uplift me, that are like, we want to keep you safe. So what does that say about you? Right? What does it say about you that the spaces that you move in, that, you're so worried about me over here, but you're not worried about keeping your spaces safe for the people who are in them, right?
Sure.
Churches, all of that. I mean, we can go on for hours talking about that, right? So, I always say, what would it look like for you to have the joy that I have being who I am? And I think a lot of people can never see that because they've never been given the space to. And I feel bad for them. I really do. I look at some of these people who are out here screaming at us and trying to take our rights away. And, when they get to a certain place in their life, they're going to be really sad. because they won't have anything to show. Whereas for me, I can look back and say, I've helped legions of kids figure out who they are, right?
Sure.
And help them stay here. Because that's my number one goal. I tell people all the time, I don't do this for a platform. I do this because I remember what it was like growing up in San Bernardino, having people look at me, laugh at me, talk poorly about me, and me feeling like I have nowhere to turn, no one to talk to. And now I get to use my platform to say, you have a right to be who you are, both local and not. And how much that changes the things for people.
Sure.
So yeah.
Do you eat Mexican food in San Bernardino?
Is an elephant heavy? Girl, that's like asking, yes, I eat Mexican food. Are we talking about Amapola or are we going to talk about Taco Bender?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying, because people don't understand, unless they're from Southern California, that there is like, there's an Albert's, but there's also an Alberto's.
Yes,
but then there's an Alerto's, but then there's an Aldalberto's, and they're all the same little logo.
They all look the same.
There's a Santana's.
Yes, girl. Yes.
But right. They're all different.
They're
all different. And then, like you're saying, there's specific places in San Bernardino. What is there any like place that you always go to in San Bernardino?
Alberto's is definitely gonna be that girl for me. I'm gonna always get the two. So I don't know what number it is. I'm a number girl. So I know you're also a girl who goes through and you have a specific order and a thing. So usually for me, it's a number. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it is the 2 carne asada burritos that come with a side of rice.
Yes.
And I only get it because I'm fat and I like that it comes with 2 burritos. I don't want to have to pay for extra.
Good.
But it's so tasty.
It's so good.
So tasty, girls.
Now, what about would you go to like a mom and pop burger, Gus Jr., that kind of place?
Oh, yes. Tom's.
Tom's
is good.
But what would you get?
Girl, I'm a burger girl.
Okay.
I like a double burger. Let's talk about Baker's.
Baker's is so good. Baker's, I don't know if they changed it or not, but I was calling into question why they had to have gendered meals. I didn't understand why it was Papa and Mama meals.
Yes.
Right?
No, it's still Papa and Mama meals, but I was going to say I'm a burger girl, house down boots.
We'll forgive it.
I will always, the one thing about, and it's different. So like a McDonald's burger is not a Tom's or a Gus burger. It's different. It is definitely, it's just a certain type, there's a certain type of zhuzh that these burger places give you. Their zucchini rings.
Right.
Word on the curb is that Baker's changed their fries, and I'm not happy about that. I will say that. But definitely, when you talk about like mom and pop stop, Tom's and Gus's will always be that girl for me.
Right.
Did you know Taco Tia closed?
Stop it. When?
I don't know, but I was driving by and I was like, when did that become this something else? That's like Taco Tia.
See, everything's going away. We were just saying in the monologue earlier, Subway just closed 600 stores.
What?
600.
Girl, they better bring back that footlong. That's
what
they need to do. $5 footlongs would change everything
was
for them.
Fine.
Yes,
everything
the world
was
good with $5 footlongs. And now they playing in our face.
Right.
It'd be $20 for a Subway sandwich.
They got greedy. Like Joanne's got greedy.
And she out the door too.
Goodbye.
Joanne. Yeah.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Michael, she next. Quit playing
Michael's
games.
is next. Because you know that it's a mess when they put the stuff out and they immediately say it's 40% off.
Yes.
They already know it's overpriced.
Yes.
Girl, so they're not giving you a discount at all.
It's all a scam. All of it.
Let's take a break. We are back with Dr. Jon Paul. We like to take this part of the show to ask the guest if you have any small fish you want to fry. And what it is it could just be one weird thing that's on your nerves.
You know what? Okay, this is my fish to fry. Oh God, and I hope this doesn't sound elitist, but I want folks to understand this thing. We all have to put on our chonies in the morning and go to work. And we all have decisions to make when we go to work. I have had 3 or 4 incidences these last couple of days where I could clearly tell, and this is fast food related, I could clearly tell that the babies and the dolls who were helping me were not happy. And I understand, as a girl who used to work at Starbucks, I get it. I worked at Wendy's for 3 years. I get it. They are not luxury jobs. They're not the best jobs. But please don't take that anxiety out on me, especially if I'm being nice. Because that's the thing. It's very rare that I have a bad attitude. Very rare. I am literally one of the nicest people you are ever going to meet, unless you give me a reason for me not to be. And so I'm usually like, hey girl, how's your day going? You good? You all right? You know, I will even sometimes even be like, what can I have literally been in situations where someone was so cool to me that I have gone and got food for myself and brought them food back. Because that's the kind of girl that I am, right? And I don't say that for people to wax my car. But if you're having a bad day at your job, please don't take that out on me. That is my fish to fry. People who give bad customer service because they don't like where they are in their life. And I am sorry that you're there, sis, but change it. That has nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know? So that's where
I feel like if you're drawing a check, I mean, you have to do the work.
Hello? Hop to it.
And that's the fish that you want to fry.
That is the fish I want to fry.
Have you ever had baked fish?
Yes. I am a salmon girly. I love a good salmon. Are you a seafood girly?
I am, but I'm also somebody who loves when people bake.
Okay.
You like to bake?
Yeah. Well, I bake like dessert. That's how I got diabetes. I love I love a good dessert, honey. I'm that girl that's gonna always eat something a little sweet after her meal.
See, I got it, but I didn't bake anything. I just ate other people's baked goods.
What's your favorite baked good?
Oh my gosh. I really, really love any kind of like coffee cake. So like or like anything that you're gonna like that's this shape and you slice it like this.
Yes,
coffee cake or loaves of
loaves.
Zucchini, something bread, any of that stuff.
Can we just real quick?
Yes.
I'm gonna look at the cameras. That Starbucks lemon loaf.
It's the one.
That icing on the top. I wish that they would just put the icing all over it.
I don't understand why they don't. I don't.
Every time.
Now, Walmart makes a version of it as well.
Is it good?
They sell it in individual slices for like $1.47. I will say that I don't think they double sift the flour.
Okay.
And I think they use sugar, not a powdered sugar in it. So it's a little bit grainy. But for the price, it's not bad.
Not bad.
I would suggest it. I like it.
Okay.
But I like banana loaf. I like any of that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you are not a stranger to baking on reality television.
That is correct. I have been on reality TV baking.
I find it interesting how many people, again, even, that we're connected with now, later, but also people that we sort of grew up with in the queer community that have done pieces of reality television.
Yeah.
Very close. I'm talking people that were at the same clubs all the time in the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Makeup shows to the baking shows to fashion design. I mean, it's so interesting to see that those voices. And I think many times people think all those people only come from big cities. That's not the case at all.
And that's also why I've been so forward about my journey of being from the IE, because I think the Inland Empire, for those who may be watching and don't know what the Inland Empire is, and I always love when I catch your show and you talk about it. I think there's this, what I like to call the Inland Empire mentality, that if you're not from LA, you can't be successful. If you're not from, Burbank or Ladera Heights or somewhere that, rubs elbows with, Los Angeles, that you can't be successful. And I'm like, actually, that's a lie, because a lot of the stuff that I was doing when I started Dr. Jon Paul was from my 2-bedroom apartment in Ontario, right? Like it's you can go where you want to go. And so it's what, I still work in the IE and I still do a lot of work in the IE. And that is partly why I haven't left, because I genuinely, in my mind, I don't want to ever get to a place where I feel like I'm too big for the IE. I want little kids. I want queer kids. I want queer people to see someone like myself, to see a Delta, to see a Mayhem, to see someone in our area and go, if they can do it, so can I.
Of course. Of course.
And I will say this hands down, I will always love being from the IE.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, you're going to pass through the IE when you go to Palm Springs. So if you're going from Palm Springs to LA or back and forth, you're going to pass through.
Just don't eat at the Ontario Mills.
What should they avoid at Ontario Mills? Everything.
Well, yeah,
Everything.
With Ontario Mills, girl, she done got a little rough. She a little rough around the edges. You know, Ontario Mills. I had to go in there recently. What did I have to go in Ontario Mills? Okay, Sephora.
Okay.
So let me tell this quick story
Please
real quick.
Please do.
The Victoria Garden Sephora doesn't carry Pat McGrath anymore.
Why?
I don't know why. Your question is good as mine. And so I go into the Victoria Gardens and I'm like, hey girl, you know, because so I don't use makeup all the time. I'm not one of those girls who has to like beat every day. I don't have to. And so usually if I'm on camera or if I'm doing something in front of like a light or whatever, I'll beat, right? And so the original Pat McGrath that I had went bad. It got watery. And I was like, okay, let me go in here real quick. I was running errands, ran in there. I had to go buy my Sonny's Angels. I bought a little Sonny's Angels off the cart. Do you know what a Sonny's Angel is?
No, what is that?
Oh my God, they're the cutest. They're like these little cute babies. And they're a little naked, but they wear like little things on their heads.
And they're like collectibles?
And I have them all over my office. But anyway, so I was picking up my Sonny's Angels, ran into Sephora, and the girl was like, we don't have Pat McGrath. She's like, but they have it on Ontario Mills. And immediately when she said that, I said, oh, damn.
Why are you here to do this?
I was like, I don't feel like braving the Ontario Mills for this makeup, but I'm not driving the uplift for it because Montclair. And she was like, you go to Montclair too? I was like, I'm not going that way. But yeah, Ontario Mills, it's a time, girl.
It's
Ontario
rough.
Mills is a time.
It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Pat McGrath. Wow, Pat McGrath has some of the prettiest packaging.
She does.
There's these lipsticks that are like peach containers with bows.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I was at Ross the other day and they have like Paris Hilton or whatever the collections are that just lend their names. They're not really makeup people. They just lend their names to something. They had ripped off the Pat McGrath full packaging. It was like a little bit different in color, but it had that same
bow.
Gold bow. And I was like, no, that is completely Pat McGrath packaging.
Yes.
So I'm just throwing it out there. I will turn state's evidence about all of this. I saw it at Ross. I should have taken a picture. I should have bought it. Because listen,
did a video on it saying this is robbery.
Yeah, because if you're selling 6 lipsticks for $7.99, that's definitely not a Pat McGrath product. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
No, it's not at all. You're definitely gonna pay if you want a Pat McGrath.
Yes, and you're gonna get the quality.
You do,
because it is.
You do.
You do get the quality.
You do get the quality. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You have obviously a doctorate. Obviously, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it takes time. What do you say to someone that thinks that they want to do that, but they're like, I'm getting lost on the way. I want it. Do they have to keep the vision in mind? Do they have to focus on one thing? What is it?
Yeah. So I always say check in with your why. And I say that with everything. Down to people asking me, how do you write it? What made you write a book? It was, like I said, I wanted to be able to have something that I knew was part of me that I could sell, right? Same thing with my dissertation or the doctoral work that I've done. So there were 2 reasons to me getting that degree. One was because I knew that there was no research being done around queer folks at the time. And so I wanted to be a part of that research wave. I wanted folks to know that the research existed. But it was also, and I say this about my career, people ask me, what drives you? Me is spite. It's knowing that there are a lot of people who look at me and look at, what I show up as. Right. And they don't expect me to do anything greater or to expect me to do anything bigger. And so part of me doing and getting through my program in 3 years was me saying, watch me. I was told by people, you'll never be able to accomplish this. You're not a doctoral candidate. And I was like, okay, I'll prove you. Let's talk about that when I'm done. And so that's part of it. So I always say, check in your why. For me, it was rooted in me. But a lot of it was also proving to myself that I could do it.
It's so interesting how you mentioned, people saying you're not going to do that. You probably can't do that. You don't have what it takes.
Right.
And this goes back to that idea that people just want to take somebody else's joy.
Oh, always.
And so like when you are happy about something, when you're content with something, there's people that just don't have that contentment and they don't understand why you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just want to take it away from you. And I just can't think of anything more cruel than saying to somebody once said, like, never never laugh at someone's smile or the way they laugh, because it's going to stick with them and they're going to remember that. And every time they smile or every time they laugh or every time they dream, they're going to remember like, oh, I shouldn't do that because I look so ugly when I smile.
Yeah.
When I laugh, people don't like it. And it's like, isn't that what makes us so connected?
Yeah.
Is that we are so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that we could have just a variation of what you made your study.
Yeah.
You know, it can be nuanced. That's the beauty of all of it. And I don't know why we still are so afraid of inclusion, but we're not afraid of this weird authoritarian, you know what I mean? Like, we're not afraid of it.
If you really want to go there, girl,
we do. We do.
Yeah, you're scared of me, but you're not scared of somebody who has been charged with multiple counts.
Completely.
Of lawlessness. I'll just say that, right?
Yes.
So you don't get in trouble on the YouTubes. But yeah, it's just, it's real. I still to this day, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, you're that hell-bent on other people being miserable. Like, so I think about this. I'll say this and then I'll be quiet. Like, I don't, like, how sad is it to be that ugly all the time? Like, when I see people being happy, that's the best part of my day.
Right.
That is the best part of my day, is when I see someone smiling, when I see again, I don't love the babies. Oh, I should say I don't want any. But when I see a child laughing, having a good time, running amok, have a nice life, little baby. Have a nice life, little girl. Have a nice life, little boy. Have a nice life, little non-binary kid.
And, especially, when we talk about the queer community saying, hi, we have an umbrella. And if you feel not seen, here's a space for you.
Yep.
We don't want that. We don't want to. You can't just go, oh, thank you so much for the invitation, and then walk away.
That part.
You can go to a restaurant and read the menu and go, oh yeah, none of this is a fit for me. Well, enjoy.
Yeah.
You can just do that. You can do that. And people do it all day long.
Yeah.
So why can't you just go, oh, there's a gay bar and gay people dance in there. Oh, why? I prefer not to go there. I think I'm going to go watch a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it.
Nobody said you had to come in here. I actually don't want you to come in here. It's what I don't want.
Yeah. Because you're going to be the one taking all the energy out of the
room.
You're the one that makes me do weird things for $1. Stay home. Stay home.
Tell us about your podcast, because you've been podcasting forever.
The whole concept is celebrating, where the intersections of identity are celebrated. And so we talk very openly and candidly about being Black, being fat, being femme, the experiences we have with other folks in the industry as well. And that's kind of what this book is. It's an offshoot of that conversation of the people that influenced me to be able to stand in the identity that I have. So
Right. Yeah. Since you've been traveling with the book and sharing it with people, have you had any strange experiences?
The one question that I get that I always find to be very interesting is, why did you put fat on the cover? Right? Like, I've got,
why not?
I've gotten that question several times. People being like, why was it so important for you to put fat on the cover? And I've said it's because I recognize that being Black, being fat, being femme, those are 3 identities that the world hates. And I've managed to learn to love myself in all 3 of those areas. Right. And I can't talk about my Black experience without talking about the fat experience, specifically thinking about being poor, right? Growing up as living in poverty, right? And so there's a big part of that's in my book, where I talk about what it was like to live in a place where if you got a big meal, it was a really good day for you because you didn't know if you were going to get another one. And I want to be clear that this is not a dig at my mom, who was a single parent. My mom did an amazing job raising me and my brother, and I still love her to this day. That's probably who's blowing me up while my watch is shaking and moving around, because she always wants to know what I'm doing and where I'm going and who I'm doing it with. But I say that to say, like, all 3 of those identities really speak to who I am. And so I think we need to be more upfront. Like, I understand the fat liberation movement and all of these different pieces, but there's still a lot of privilege in there. I think we really need to really start digging into a lot of the politics around fatness and how it shapes the way we see ourselves.
Absolutely.
As Latinx, as Black, as, Asian, as whatever, however you identify, because body image is something that I feel like really, really impacts a lot of people, and we don't talk about it enough.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I don't think not everybody understands that food for quote unquote ethnic people is in many ways a way of showing love.
Yep, it is.
It's a way of celebrating.
Mhm.
And, in such minor ways, but also in big ways. I always talk about, and I was talking about this with my producer, Doug. I always talk about huevo con weenie, which is just basically chopped up hot dogs and eggs. And his mom made it the other day, and he sent me a video. He's like, look, my mom listens to the podcast and she made this. And we were sharing the story about how you talk about it. And for me, and for the way that I was raised, that was just considered such a loving, wholesome, traditional thing. It didn't cost a lot of money. I mean, eggs now cost a lot of money, but when a dozen eggs is $1.19.
Yes, girl, yes.
But it was such a thing where you say we're going to celebrate you. I made you a cake.
Yeah.
You had a birthday. I'm going to make your favorite meal. And for some people it would be oh, are you having steak and lobster? And it's no, we're not. We're having this meatloaf that I really, really love. And so it becomes part of our community.
Yeah.
Black communities, brown communities. It is a way of showing that. And it's just you mentioned the peach cobbler. As you were mentioning peach cobbler, I was salivating because it's my favorite thing. And I've never met a peach cobbler that I didn't like.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
I offer so much space for it.
Yes.
And so when someone
when
someone prides himself on a recipe, it says to other people, what a gift that you would use your hands and the money that you earned to make something so special. And that recipe is something you guard with your life because it was passed down. It means something. Mm-hmm. So, you don't have the nerve to just walk up to somebody and say give me your recipe. Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't work like that.
It does not. And I've had people try.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
It comes with a legacy. And so then those things, so many people think when they hear the word fat, oh, I'm so sorry. They didn't mean that. It's a word. Oh, I am fat.
Yes.
I'm not bothered. You're bothered by it.
That part.
And I'm sorry that you're bothered by it, but I don't see it as a negative.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to go to the gym or I want to start changing the way I eat, those are my prerogatives.
Right.
But it shouldn't be, we talk about all the time this idea of what is the beauty standard? Mm-hmm. Who is beautiful?
Yeah.
Why is that beautiful? And people say, oh, so-and-so, she has such a beautiful fair face.
Yeah.
So-and-so, she has such a simple nose. Or this person has such big, full lips. We decided a long time ago that so we view only those things as beautiful.
Right. Yes.
But I do have a ton of people that are you're not fat, you're big bone. No, I'm fat. Mm-hmm. If you looked at my skeleton, it would look just like yours.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
I am fat, and that's okay.
It's okay.
Yes, I am chubby, and I am very okay with that.
And I heard what my doctor said, and I'm doing my best.
Girl, my problem is, you talk about desserts. Baby, the way I would throw back 6-7 donuts in one sitting.
Stop.
No, I'm not even kidding you, girl. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. Voo Doo Doughnuts. Bitch, I would make the trek.
Yes.
I have a hybrid. I would hop on that 10 and I would take the 10 and I'd get off that 101 into Universal City. I have a Universal Pass.
And I did.
And would walk my big ass up to that Voo Doo Doughnuts, put them all in the box.
And I paid cash money for all of it.
All of it. Honey.
I didn't ask you for any money for it.
I have a tiered system of who has the best donuts in this area. Voodoo is 2, Randy's is 1.
Randy's is 1.
Let's talk about it.
Randy's is right up the street from me too.
God.
Randy is 1. But what's your donut?
What is my donut?
If you can only have 3.
Oh.
Only have 3. It's not 6.
Yes, it's not 6.
It's not
Let's
6.
talk about it. Oh, girl. Maple Long John.
Thank you.
She's that girl.
She is that girl.
She's always consistent.
She's so good.
So consistent.
All she has to be is fresh.
That part. Apple fritter.
Absolutely. She better have some crisp to her.
Has to be crisp on the outside.
On the outside.
I don't need you crispy in the middle.
And don't be stingy on the cinnamon.
Amen.
Yeah.
Or even the apples, because you bite into some of them and there's not enough apple in the apple fritter.
Right.
And I'm going to need more apple. I think the last one, Voo Doo Donut has one called Mango Tango. If you have never had that donut, change your life.
I'm going to have to have it.
That is what drove me into almost into diabetic shock. I ate 2 of them.
Could we crush up the metformin and just pour it on the donut?
That's what I was was thinking. I thought when I was on the metformin that I could just do whatever I want.
I bet you can't.
No, you
No?
can't. No, you gotta you gotta do the diets. You gotta watch your numbers.
Let's take a break. We are back with Dr. Jon Paul. Now, this is the part of the show that we call Read Me Delta. People send in their letters.
Okay.
They have questions. They have queries. And if you do want to send in a letter, send it to readmedelta@gmail.com and we will get them and they will filter through. Read Me Delta! Oh, you know what? I'm going to have you read this one because you're an educator.
Okay.
And I feel like you'd be better off reading that and you'll sound better.
Okay. All right. So I'm reading the whole thing.
Whole thing.
Okay, here we are. We're here together. Okay. Good morning, Delta and guests. Moi. First of all, bless your lashes for staying fabulous in this wild, wacky world. I peeped that. I was going to say, you have fantastic lashes.
Thank you.
So I definitely want to give credit where credit is due.
I appreciate that.
I'm a longtime admirer of your sharp wit, deep wisdom, and flawless face. Amen. You serve truth with a twist of class, and I am here for it.
Aww.
I am a Pennsylvanian mom of 5. Yes, 5. 4 daughters and 1 son. The kitchen is now closed. I've done the marriage thing, the divorce thing, and now I'm doing the how do I keep my kids from being brainwashed by their dad's Fox News phase thing. Here's the tea. When I married my ex-husband, he was progressive, open-minded, and surprised bisexual. Ew. We vibed on love, inclusion, and a shared live and let love mentality. Fast forward to post-divorce, and suddenly he's a walking, was that PragerU video? I don't know if it's midlife crisis, a MAGA makeover, or just a severe case of divorced dad syndrome. But I'm watching him try to indoctrinate our daughters with conservative talking points like it's a gateway drug to turning off empathy. Meanwhile, in my house, we celebrate people from every walk of life, gay, straight, trans, ace, extra, introverted, neurospicy, glitter covered, or church going. As long as you bring love and snacks, you're welcome here. Amen. Delta, help a mama out. How do I keep the queens, the queers, and the kindness alive in my kid's heart when their other parent is preaching fear and conformity? I'm trying to raise emotionally intelligent unicorns, and he's out here reading from the Book of Tucker. How do I continue their education and empathy and authenticity without making it a battle of Team Rainbow versus Team Rigid? I want them to grow up fearless, not fearful, compassionate, not closed-minded. Any advice, reality check, or lipstick recommendations you can offer would be deeply appreciated. I need some very Delta wisdom to go with my edible. With love, humor, and a lot of snacks. Unmarried and slightly bothered.
Wow. I mean, what do you think? Why would somebody change that way as they got older? Are they feeling like they just don't want to put in the work, so they just want to say, you're blaming me for everything?
Yes, but I also feel like there's something. If she said that he's bisexual, something had to have happened where something got into him or got into his head to make him feel like he had to move over to the other side,
right?
If that makes sense. There's something there, and I don't want to. Again, I'm a doctor of education. I'm not a PhD, psychologist doctor, but I'm wondering if a lot of that is him hating who he is and him spewing that into his kids as a way for him to feel better about the hatred that he has for himself. That's just my thought from reading that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I get too. And I feel like, she's doing what she should be doing,
right,
which is letting the kids know that they have a safe space, they have a haven, they know that what side you stand on. And unfortunately, in 2025, we have been presented this dilemma and this place where we absolutely have to pick a side.
Yep.
We absolutely have to decide, are we for everyone or are we for licking boots and supporting 13 people that have the most money? I mean, what are we, What are we doing? And your kids have to know that you are on their side and they can always come to your home for physical support, moral support, emotional support. All of it. They can dream in your home and you'll be with them. Dad is not developed. He stopped, and he's stopped where it's comfortable, and he's not really interested in anybody being included.
Nope. I think what you're doing is, enough. I think you just opening your home enough to say this is a safe place for everybody.
Right.
Even if your kids are hearing that, I'm hoping that they'll latch on to the empathy piece of it.
Yeah, because they'll see that all of their friends, all of the people they support, the people they've been knowing to love, are starting to get excluded by dad.
Yep.
So they're not going to want to change these relationships for the worse. You know, I don't think.
Yeah.
Telling dad to fuck off.
Yeah.
Dear Delta and esteemed guest, happy Pride, babies. As the last 100 days have gone, we have a joke of a president who likes to sign executive orders. If you and your guest could sign one executive order about anything, what would it be and why? Warm regards, Mama Bear. Just kidding. I hate that term. Warm regards, Very Teresa from Marmalade, Utah, baby.
Okay.
Hi, Marmalade, Utah.
Teresa.
I like that.
Marmalade, Utah. I've only ever been to Park City.
Okay. You're rich. Well,
no, girl,
on.
I was there for Sundance.
So you're rich.
I hate
Listen,
it here.
she's worked for it.
Yes.
They have worked very hard.
Yes. Well, yes. Okay. You go first.
Executive order. I think I would like to sign an executive order to remove the president from office.
Yes. And everyone
1,000%.
with him.
Everyone, the whole cabinet right now, immediately. Everyone's talking about the order to just the move forward with getting rid of all the trans people who are serving or want to enlist. And I've seen some commentary. I posted about it, and some commentary was like, well, there's no trans people who really want to enlist anyway. And I don't think people quite understand that there are trans people who are ranking officials who have served this country when the president who dodged the draft. Right. And will likely institute a draft if it's possible or if he wants to.
Right.
I just find that so strange that they don't realize that this affects more than just one person. And also, the percentage of trans people in the military is like less than 1% or something. It's like 0.08 or something.
Yeah.
The focus is so weird to instill from this executive branch to lean down to people and say, keep fighting with each other. Keep fighting with each other. You hate them. Yeah. You hate trans people. You hate black people.
Yeah.
You hate immigrants. And then all the while sitting there with these counters, putting their money in, counting and folding the money and counting and folding the money.
Yep.
What is the country built on? Greed and fear anyway.
Yep. How did it even get here? How did this country even get here?
What's your executive order?
My executive order, to your point, is I would make all billionaires, church people, anybody who has or has made more than $1 million, they've got to pay taxes on it.
They've got to.
I don't care if you're church. I don't care what religion. I don't care what you're doing. If you are bringing in a large amount of money, you need to be paying to make sure, because that's literally what's happening right now. And I want to make it clear, right? There is a fine line between being rich and being okay. Right. And I'm okay. I am not rich. And I don't think anyone in this conversation or in this room per se, right? No shade. I'm just saying we're not rich. And I think there's a fine line between that. And it's the way things are going, the way things are being set up. The rich it's getting further and further and further away. And it's not to say that I even want to be rich. I just would like to know that I could pay off my student loans and buy a home. Those are the two things that I really wish I could do, but I can't, right? I mean, I'm paying on things, right? But but because of taxes, because of all these other things, it's hard for me to live, right? And I'm sure everyone feels that. We're all looking at our bank accounts going, what the hell, right? And so I think when you have these people who are already rich and they're skirting, the taxes of it all, it makes it easier for them to keep bringing the money in and not having to even own up on what they're doing with their money or who they're helping with their money.
And it just seems so weird to want to have money, like to have your money and to have so much money that you'll never use it. Wouldn't you want to say, like, I've got all this money. Let's go build a library.
Let's do something.
Hey, you know what we should do? We should buy all that land over there and turn it into some sort of conservatory.
Yeah.
Let's help homeless people. You could literally go around and be this person that saves everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you really could.
And you could still be so fat and rich.
Uh-huh. Yep, you really could.
And everybody would benefit from it. And your money would be fine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it's still like, hey, what are they? Hey, let's go to the moon. Let's go to the bottom of the ocean just to see. Like, why? Why wouldn't you send?
Not Katy Perry of it all, child.
Why wouldn't you send the people
Why, girl?
that have spent their lives studying this? Why wouldn't you fund it so that they could go?
Right.
Send them. The people that are being erased, send them.
Yeah. Or even start a program for little Black and brown kids in impoverished areas to learn how to get to space.
How about just getting people some water? Like,
because Flint still ain't got clean water.
They still don't have clean water.
Nope.
And you know what's right around the corner is Independence Day, where everyone's like, don't forget to put your flags out because we're so proud. You know what? I'm not rushing to do that. I'm really not.
This year's real touch and go.
I don't need that Old Navy t-shirt this year.
I don't need it
I'm
either.
good.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm very, very good.
It's very much giving, and no thanks. Yeah.
And where are all these people that are celebrating going to be buying these fireworks? With what money? Fireworks are so expensive. And you're still going to be giving... Come on now.
Yeah.
You're still that excited? You really think everything's going great? Really? Really think, gosh, things are good? Things are so good. They're laughing at us sitting down here bickering and fighting. They are looking, going, we don't care. They don't care. They don't care about the trans issue.
Nope.
They do not care about that. They don't care about BLM. They don't care about gay pride. They don't care about abortion. None of that matters, but they know that we will care about it. So then they'll say, let them fight. Meanwhile, looking down, going, I don't care who serves in the military. But if I plant the seed, let them fight. And then they won't know how much money we're taking from them.
That's why aliens don't come here.
That's why they just fly by. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is so fun.
This is a dream realized.
We have to do it again.
We have to.
I love you.
Love you too, boo.
Today on Very Delta, we learned that one crushed up metformin does not negate the effects of 6 donuts. We'll see you next week. And until then, keep things very Delta.
Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom. Hosted by Delta Work. Produced and edited by Doug Robertson. Technical direction by Danielle Mitchell. With original theme music by Will Pitts. Media and design support by Stone Cold. And set design by Eris Sevilla. Executive produced by Alaska, Willem, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio. Recorded at Forever Dog Productions.
Mom!
Watch Very Delta uncensored, ad-free, and a day early by subscribing to Mom Plus Gold. Sign up today at mompodcast.plus for premium content, including weekly episodes of more Very Delta.